Okay, Bones. That's enough music. That's enough music for right now. Hey, this is just the first show of the year, and as you see, my winter beard's in quite full. I had a lot of fun in Star City during just before Christmas. We went and hit several stores, and I was dressed, of course, in a red shirt and had a Santa hat on, and I would stop kids just cold. I just walk up and say, "Are you ready for Christmas?" And kids just froze. It was hilarious. Had a lot of fun. Wish a lot of people Merry Christmas. Had a great time. And yeah, thank you, Star City, for the experience. I had a ball. A lot of kids in Star City went home with smiles Friday night before Christmas, and yeah, we had some fun. Anyway, Slen Dorman, also your host of Friday. What am I talking about? Southern Fried Paranormal. Lots of interesting stuff going on. We have yet to get a new Speaker of the House. I, I don't know what that situation is. That's insane. And just a word to McCarthy: you don't bring something to a vote unless you already have the votes to win. Straight out of the art of war. Never start a battle unless you've already won. So you could try reading that book, Senator McCarthy. Anyway, let's get back to paranormal, even though that's strange and not itself. Uh, we had some NFL news. I'm really sorry about the cardiac arrest, but he is doing much better now. He's actually writing. So apparently his cognitive abilities are still there, so he should make a full recovery. Thank the gods. Thank gods. Thank God. Oh, yeah, tongue tied today. Anyway, this show is just going to be about me and what I'm going to do this next year. We've already talked to a bunch of people that are going to start appearing next week. We will have a guest. Tonight, we do not, but we are going to get on with our show. So, Bones, go ahead and play the intro. Take it away, Bones.
Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman featuring Bones. Catch us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, Stream, and everywhere else you catch your podcasts. And of course, WLFE-DB.com. Now, from the backwoods of southeast Arkansas, right beside the Bayou Bartholomew, the longest bayou on the planet, broadcasting from downtown metropolitan Cane Creek Township, here is your host, Len Dorman.
Hey, welcome to the show. All right, this is the real show. The other one was just hi, I'm here. Anyway, I would like to introduce one change I am making this coming year. You've had for quite some time known that Bones has been producer director. He's been serving two posts. How's it going, Bones? He's looking kind of I don't know how you describe that look. Anyway, he's got a little help this coming year. Our new producer, Slim. Yep, that's our new producer, Slim. So he will be producing the show. as you see, we've got a lot of money flowing around and can hire a fantastic staff here, and Slim's included in that staff. We've re-signed Bones to another contract as director, and me, I'm getting the money as host. Anyway, like I said, we're going to have a new guest this year. We changed the studio a couple of times. You see, it's a lot of UV light now. That I tend to glow in the dark. It looks like I'm in a bright room, mainly because the curtains react to UV light. And there's a curtain, and yes, it is. That's live. It is just after 10 o'clock at night in January, so you know that's not sunlight coming in. And the other curtain. As you can see, that's what's making it so bright in here. And of course, the t-shirt behind me. And of course, the shirt I have on is making me just absolutely glow in the dark. My cute little cemetery here. And of course, Bones area, which of course is lit with, shows up here, looks like orange lights with this camera, but it's actually slightly UV and pink lighting, leaning towards UV. Those are actually orange lights. Not a whole lot of difference on this camera between pink and purple and orange. Showing how true colors this camera really puts out, because those two are very, very different. The orange ones are much brighter. The UV lights hardly put out anything, but they pick up bright here. The pink ones don't light up much. The orange ones are much brighter, but they're about the same here. Strange collection of skulls. That's a trophies of my enemies, along with a little memorial to everybody's mentor in Chicago, the late great Richard Crowe, who taught us all so much in Chicago. Got to spend about 2.5 hours one-on-one with Richard Crowe, which nobody gets to do. If you talk with Richard Crowe one-on-one for a minute or two, you are blessed. And I managed to get him along, just me and him sitting at a bar after a few drinks each for 2.5 hours before his last John Dillinger event. And which I will be celebrating down here, because I now have a copy of the Manhattan Melodrama, which was the movie that John Dillinger watched. And I will be watching that movie on the anniversary of John Dillinger's death from now on. And remembering Richard Crowe and the night that we spent there in a bar across from the theater, and a walk down the alley to where John Dillinger was killed. So that's past. And now I'm going to start talking about the past. We've had a lot of exciting guests this past year. We are going to have a lot of new exciting guests and a few returns from last year of groups not doing new things and new exciting things. I'll also be talking about, over the next year, the events that I will be appearing at. Where is it? Here is we're talking about John Dillinger. Here's the alley, the way it was a few years ago. It's now got a big mural where you see the sunlight hitting it. Talking about John Dillinger. This is what it used to look like before the mural was put up. But here's what I want to talk about. The Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair. This was an advertisement for last October for the one in Fresno, Texas. Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair has an event in Oklahoma and in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I will be appearing at the Hot Springs, Arkansas event probably in April. The date has not been set. I will tell you later when they set that exactly what weekend and what hotel. So I'll give you names and locations and people to contact, hours, etc. later on this year when that information is given to me. Another event I will be appearing at is October. Probably my only 2 appearances this coming year. I've got a lot of stuff to do around here. There's one reason I'm not concentrating on getting a guest tonight, because getting a guest is some work. You got to do a lot of research. And today I was busy taking down Christmas decorations. I'm also doing where our Christmas decorations are stored in a closet here in the studio. I'm redoing, doing some work inside that closet. So guess where my Christmas decorations are? Sure, they're toted up, but they're right here surrounding me. I'm surrounded by Christmas decorations. I'm also surrounded by Halloween decorations that I have not put up because I wanted to do some work in that closet. Now's the time with it emptied out, and here we are. We have a mess in the studio. This weekend, I will be laboring in that closet to get it done, painting, and then the studio will be ready to go next week without tripping over cords and totes and lights and everything else. It's a mess in here. But I will be appearing, and I got a lot more work to do. I got some outside work to do on the house. I got some inside work to do. But anyway, I'll be doing 2 appearances, one at the Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Another one in my wife and I's one of our favorite cities, New Orleans, in October. Of course, that is sponsored by several shows, several different paranormal networks. The FearFest committee chairwoman is Phoenix Jansen. She's a friend of the show. She was a guest. She will be a guest again this coming year, especially getting closer to the Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair. She will, of course, be talking about that, and definitely want her as a guest a couple of weeks before the FearFest in October. And I will be doing a couple of live shows during that event. Now, at both events, I will be doing investigations, and I will be attempting to do that live also. You got to figure out how to do live with my phone. I've never done that before, so what I learned at the Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair by doing a paranormal investigation live, Facebook and YouTube, I will be perfecting, hopefully, at the Fear Fest, because I'm going to broadcast during the show when I'm sitting at the table, and hopefully be doing a little ghost hunting afterward. The New Orleans, I'm coming in October. So that's what's coming this year. It's going to be new. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be, some of it, at least 2 weekends, not here. And that's besides any events I may do here. I could do some ghost hunting here in this area. We've had some strange things go wrong around the house. We also, by the way the crow flies, about a half mile away, a fairly good-sized cemetery. So there are places to go. I don't think the cemetery is haunted. I've been there before and got next to nothing. Not every cemetery and graveyard is haunted. A lot of the ghosts are passive or non-existent. This is a very Bible Beltish, where people believe that when you die, you go immediately to heaven, not quite getting the Bible part of it, where they got to wait till the second coming of Christ to go to heaven. They're just asleep. So I'm not sure what your religious beliefs are, and I'm not even quite sure what mine are as far as death goes. So it's kind of confusing with the different religions, even in Christianity, slightly different beliefs. And I have no idea which one is right, which one is wrong, or if any of them are right or any of them are wrong. The Bible even says no man is meant to know. So I'm not saying I do, because I don't. Nobody does. Nobody is sure what happens on the other side. So, you have the big Catholicism debate. Catholics believe in purgatory. The standard Protestant beliefs do not. So that's kind of a big catching point. Who's right, who's wrong? We will all learn eventually. None of us know for sure, but we will all know for sure because all of us have one trait in common. We may be different colors, we may look different, but we all die. And we all find out what happens after death. So, with that cheery note, we'll move on. What I'm going to do here is show a couple of past investigations just to have some content tonight. I could have come on here and just did what I just did and closed down. I am did a little work today. I'm a little bit tired. I actually took a nap about an hour ago. Slept for about 20, 30 minutes. So I got a little bit of energy anyway. I've got a pretty long weekend. I got to go out tomorrow and got to work on this closet all weekend to get it prepared to use again. Because right now I got to clear everything out of it and work on the floor. We're having a mouse problem, and I've started looking at it today, and I know where the mousies are getting in. They're getting into the floor of that closet. So I'm going to try to work on sealing that up over the weekend. So I got some caulking to do. I got some wood cutting to do. Well, I don't call it cutting wood, and I don't call what I do carpentry. I don't call myself a handyman. I'm more of a wood butcher. You give me a piece of wood and a skill saw, and I'll probably butcher the wood. So that's kind of the way I feel about myself. Anyway, let's go to this first video that I'm going to show. This is, you'll see where it's from. A little thing several years ago. Just a little quick video I put together. Yes, the plus the charged battery was completely drained inside of a minute. Who's draining my camera batteries? Once again, excuse my voice. And wearing a mask because this place is full of asbestos and mold. This is a full spectrum camera, and I'm using IR, UV, and cross spectrum light, which is a blue light very close to UV, a red light very close to IR, and it's the middle of the spectrum green light, which gives a cross spectrum effect. Added to my UV headlamp. I can do the surgery on it. Any spirits up in here, will you please let me know? Did anybody die here? In the hallway to this room? Maybe it would be the last thing you have seen in your conscious living life. And the first thing you saw when you crossed over was this room. You'd like to speak. And listening. around. Not going to clean it then. This is one of these surgeons left their hands in here before surgery. This was either save somebody or pronounce them dead. Another effort, once again, how many people were rolled down this hallway and saw those lights passing by, and either got in here and stayed, was the first thing they saw when they crossed over. Was this right? George, my clothes on me know what to do. I'm thinking he'll be canned food again. Oh yeah, down here for all the leaks and noise are. Just gonna go down here again. Short reading. how does this have a litter box? And back to the nurse's station, a little bit up there with there's some wheels there. Let me see that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Finally, got the microphone back on. Right, things running a little slow in here as usual. Anyway, that was a little bit of the Delta Hospital in Dumas, Arkansas. There's an investigation there. I'm actually going to show another little partial video of the one I'm putting together for the whole investigation. I did hear voices. I did hear footsteps. I supposedly have the voices on record. I don't know where they are because soon after this investigation was done, I moved, and in the packing and unpacking and moving into this house, I misplaced a whole bunch of stuff, and including some audio that I recorded from the voices. Some a voice was telling some of the spirits, uh, shush, be quiet, don't talk to him, and her footsteps several times. Heard footsteps twice to the point that I thought one of the police officers that was looking at the place from the outside had come inside, only to discover that first time that the police officer was sitting in his car out front at the time I heard the footsteps. And the second time, he'd gotten called away and there was nobody on the property with me. So you got to wonder about that. Anyway, let me show you the next video of this investigation. Usually myself in offices and what I'll call in there doing and that and everything else going there. And back here at the front. This is where it's running entrance. But I think this is another employee in this entrance. And I hope she didn't just spook at the end. Not being a lot of road noise here because there's traffic and not bad. And I'll loop in the front. Roll for the harvesting. Those ones, this one. I would do here in the main nurse's station. Very pretty. Exam room. Okay. Thought it was in the room, huh? Medical split. Obviously, this is where they treated broken bones. that video. I'm going to bring myself back on here. This is, like I said, Delta Hospital, and the old Delta Hospital, not the current one. This is obviously not a working hospital. This was abandoned in the late 90s. It was used as a Halloween event. They had a haunted house inside of it. And they had to stop doing that because kids that were going through were becoming partially possessed by walking through. Some of the workers were being possessed, and they all had paranormal experiences, their footsteps, voices, and feelings of anything from depression to violence. And it's not the best place to be. And yes, I was there by myself for 4.5 hours in the daytime. I would love to go back in there again and to perform a nighttime investigation, but Dumas is not the safest place in the world. And because of that, I either want police guard outside, or I will go in there armed, and probably will go in there armed anyway. And I definitely want 2, 3, 4 big younger guys with me. So that's it, like just to protect against the living. Like I said, Dumas is not the greatest place in the world, and this place is not in the greatest neighborhood. Of course, there is no really great neighborhood in Dumas, Arkansas. They had a killing there just 2 or 3 years ago, within a few hundred yards of this building, that made the national news about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So that is, what I'm saying is not unheard of. All right, we're going to continue this. I got 3 more short videos, and then we'll go ahead and end the show. I just wanted to show some stuff. Hopefully, we'll do in the future. This is in my bucket list to do this again, but again, do an all-night investigation with a team, and definitely with police parked outside, and checking the place thoroughly before we get in there, and then locking all the doors. Definitely want to do a lockdown there so you can't be bothered, and have a police car standing outside. So that's what I want to do with the place. We kind of catch it during a drought, because there's a couple holes in the roof. There's places that get wet. You don't want to do it in the rainy season. In other words, not the fall and not the winter. Want to get out there in the middle of summer, where we've had a couple of weeks maybe entering a drought, and the building is dried out a little bit, and we can, we're soaking wet carpets or full of some kind of mold. But anyway, here is another part of this video. Like I said, I will be putting together and posting later on. Here we go. There were no morgues here. Nobody stayed here overnight. This is the trauma room. This is where people are brought with broken arms and other trauma. Look at it, stabilized, and probably will in the emergency room if somebody was if it was that bad. They're all set and turned loose.
What? Enter. Steve?
We're about to get all kinds of noise contamination, so we're going to have to call it an investigation very soon. We're going to stop the X cam and restart the X cam. This is the main OR. Is anyone that died in this run in here right now? Not a lot of people brought in here in pain and trouble. A lot of people were saved here. This hospital operated for something about 45 years. Still has some toys you can play with here. I'll be taking them in a few minutes. Here's the exam room. Is anybody visiting here that was pushed in here after they died? Exam room 1. Bodies were kept in here too, temporarily, only for a matter of minutes actually, maybe an hour. Does anybody want to talk to us? Okay, one more video from this investigation. That was closer to the end. You saw me trying to pack up at the end. I do have one that's taken after that of leaving the location, at least putting stuff in the car. That was also interesting because whatever's there in the hospital doesn't want people there. They didn't want a nursing home there. A guy tried to start it up as a nursing home, and that was a complete failure. It wants to be left alone. It doesn't want an owner. Uh, if if I had a little bit more money, I would probably go over and just buy the building. The building can be had very cheaply. It's got some asbestos in it that needs to be removed. The upkeep, of course, power bill, that is in the contract. If it's sell it from the city, I could probably buy it real cheap, but the maintenance would kill me, and paying utilities would kill me. I could use it as an office. If I had a paranormal group that actually made money, but I do not. So that's a team up I would have to do with somebody with a little bit of cash. We could have a lot of fun with it because you investigate right outside your office door. Anyway, one last video of here, and then we'll move on to another short video of another investigation I've done before. As you can see, the cars are starting to build up outside. Fixing out some sound contamination, so I'm going to have to leave. This was the reading room. That's the chairs. In the waiting room. I'm in the operating room. The lights have already been stripped out of here. Okay. May all the spirits who passed away in the throne be with God. Be at peace. And be elsewhere. This room, along with this whole building, will probably be torn down later this summer. So, I just said the house would be torn down later. It was not. It is still standing. It's still there. And do not follow me home. As we leave, go to the hospital, go to the memorial. We say goodbye to the spirits. As we weave our way from the actual front, where the showroom entrance, through the waiting room. And we move on out. Out the hallway, past the graffiti. And out the door. We got the hallway, hit the concrete, past the kitchen, into what used to be the loading dock. And we were so out of here. And there she is, sweet little 2006 Magnum. Yes, it is a 425 horse. Hemi in that car, and she is capable of doing 200 miles an hour. That's the wife's grocery getter. The reason she's capable of going so fast, she doesn't have a governor. Even the police cars with the Dodge Hemis in them have governors, and they cannot, on a long run, they cannot keep up with 2000's non-governed car. So yeah, that's actually one of the faster cars on the road because no governor. Oh well, even the big Hemis have governors. Anyway, starting with 2007 vehicles, 2006, no governor. It's wide open. Anyway, one more video. This is a different investigation back in close to Rockford. So this is just a short video I did put together. And this, if it's not posted on my YouTube channel, CRPS Lynn Dorman, it soon will be. Also, like to mention right here that CRPS Lynn Dorman is my YouTube channel where the show is shown as a live show, and any videos are also shown there. That's also on my Facebook page, which is Lynn Dorman. That is my profile page. The Southern Fried Paranormal podcast page is a page off of my profile page. So that's where the show can be seen live. So that's right below the old chinny chin hairs, which doesn't show too much against this white shirt. Anyway, here's another little video I put together from investigation close to Rockford.
Nice wide open spaces and have everything to yourself. You like out in the open? Nice wide open spaces and have everything to yourself. You like out in the open? I mean, we can talk about it. They're having a combo. Yeah. It's alright, guys. You can, you don't have to worry about anything, you know? You can talk to us, you know? What stays in this house stays in the house, okay? If you got something on your mind, don't worry about it. We're just hanging out. I know, Sarah, are you here right now? Sarah's gone for now?
Poof.
Well, we heard that Sarah is a very nice lady. She likes Al, and she takes care of this place too. You guys get along with each other? Uh-oh.
Do you argue very often? Yes. Young girl's voice said yes.
Well, a lot of people argue over certain things, and it's part of who we are, you know? So, it might be hard, you know, trying to get along with people, but we gotta do our best to make it work out the best way we can in this realm. But if you guys have been together this long, I commend you because
Okay, we are going into the basement.
just check it out in here. Watch your step. There's a lot of cobwebs everywhere. Careful. Cool. We got some seepage down here.
Yeah. This is the basement. Has had a little seepage with the rains the past few days. Of course, Rockford has quite a bit more rain than Chicago. Look in the camera. See how bright that light is? Even though it's got a bright light on there. Look how much brighter this is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I turn this off, that's just the IR light.
Yeah.
But look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, this is no light.
Yeah. That's awesome.
This is a very intense IR light.
Awesome. So this is the newer portion of
Yes.
the basement.
Yeah, he definitely needs to work on the ceiling and the ceiling outside and inside. Probably going to put some kind of tiles on the outside.
Yeah.
And maybe put some sealer on the inside and the outside.
Well, the thing is, I don't feel anything negative down here.
Mm-mm. Not right now.
We don't want any of that.
The last time I was here,
Yeah.
at sunrise, I opened the portal in here.
There's portal down here, huh?
No, I opened it.
Oh, we don't want that.
Oh, it was fun. So this place as it was about 300 years ago.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it at all.
Waved to some Indians. There's a couple.
Yeah, this line is pretty old stuff. I have a lot of respect for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the basement. But right now I'm not feeling anything.
Not me, no. When I came down here before, I didn't feel anything. I was a little tense, but I didn't feel any negativity. Is it
Gas. He's got a lot of work he needs to do this place.
Yeah. See, I'm just seeing the sump pump over here.
Yeah.
Goes right out through there. It looks like it's got a crease in it. Shit. Oh, yeah, he's got two fingers. So there's it's a female here, and they might have went through the other portal, to the portal. Right? That's what I'm guessing, because this is a whole new group, and it seems they're new. It's new to them. So
Okay.
they're having one hell of a conversation. Shit.
Okay, I think we can go back up.
All right.
Because I don't think there's anything down here right now. That's just a spider.
Yes, we're back again.
That was the basement. Now you see how intense that IR light is? You saw how intense that IR light is? What's this? Turn off this and IR. See, that's the UV.
Yeah.
Here's no UV. That's no light.
Yeah.
And you see what I've got here.
Nothing. Except for
No,
that.
just a flashlight.
Yeah.
That's how intense the UV I can shine in here.
Look at that thing.
That's the UV in this flashlight.
Yeah, let's go in there and see.
In here?
Now, as the Ouija board session was going on, the mother and daughter team were at the table there, and as things were going crazy and all that stuff, the mother looked up and seen a lady in here, and all dressed in black, somewhere here. And it was like right here, something like that. And she let everybody know, she said, oh my God, I just seen a lady in black right here. You know, and I looked, everybody started taking pictures right away. And they said, what was that? What was going on? And she said, no, I just seen a lady in black in this room here. So, that was kind of interesting. Like a blue moon.
Ah, his wireless system.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So this is the original portion of the house. There's a mirror. This actually opens up to a room. Well,
Just a closet now, isn't it?
yeah. But there was an old couch. It was kind of like an old couch. Oh, that's it. That's probably it. Oh, I don't know. This had been the original couch. Well, I went upstairs.
All right, that was an investigation of Free Hunter, Willowbrook Farm. And yes, I got to spend in that investigation 2 nights in that place. That was, I actually spent 1 night investigating the place earlier. So I've actually spent 3 nights in that place. I got some, as I was trying to go to bed the day between the 2 nights, I was in a room by myself. Mikey was already asleep. And I heard a female voice said, "What's wrong with him?" And a child's voice, excuse me, female voice said he's just tired and sore knees. And that was before I got a knee replacement. And I heard those voices with my bare ears. No amplification, no ghost box, no nothing. And I was kind of excited by that, but all the cameras were recharging, so that's just a memory. It's nothing that I got recorded. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the show tonight. Now I will be back next week at our regular time. We will be having guests starting next week. Haven't lined them up yet. I'm going to be talking with somebody probably over this weekend, and we'll have them lined up as a guest for next week. So I'll be in a couple of promos next week and announcing who that guest will be. And of course, tonight I do a solo show, just showing some videos, and I have the best internet speed that I've had in a couple of months trying to do these shows. Of course, that's the way it goes. course, speed could be affected by the fact that I don't have the input from a guest coming in through here. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Anyway, good night. God bless. Godspeed. And remember, the paranormal never sleeps. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week. Bones, get us out of here. In other words, play the outro. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to tune in to next week as once again we journey way down south into Bayou Country for another heaping portion of Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman and Bones. Make sure to like, share, and follow. Y'all come back now. You hear?